Go.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. What are we doing? This is Live to
Tell.
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 Well, for those of you at home, you don't know this, but this is take number 3.
I just really love talking about Natty Light, so.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But secondly, Bruno, your task next week is to put this on live so that there's no more takes.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
He went like that. All right, fantastic. I bet you I could recite this.
Yeah. So,
do you want me to? Do you want? Wait, can I do your part?
Yeah, for sure.
So everybody knows the Catalina Wine Mixer from what movie? Step Brothers. Natty Light has decided to take Catalina Wine Mixer and craft it into a thing where they built a yacht and they put something in there.
The Catalina Lime Mixer.
The Catalina Lime Mixer. Genius. Cassie, what do you think about that?
I hope I'm not that enthusiastic all the time. That'd be really annoying.
Whoa. Screw you.
No, for you guys, if I was always super on uppers.
Yeah, great.
No, so I think it's a genius marketing move. It's a good play on what they're doing. They're trying to drive sales in an industry where there's quote unquote a White Claw shortage. So they're competing in an industry that's dominated by something else, which I feel like you can't say about Natty Light.
I like that point you just made. In a White Claw shortage, Natty Light comes to the rescue.
There you go.
I doubt it. I mean, White Claw is the dumbest thing ever. It's sparkling water with booze.
Yeah, true.
Okay,
they
celebrity.
Marketed it well.
Celebrity.
Number 23, Michael Jordan, is launching his own tequila brand with 4 other NBA team owners. So I guess they all had dinner and apparently were like, none of this tequila is good enough. And then they decided to make their own because they have the money. And to your point that we talked about earlier that no one else knows is now your point. So I'm stealing it. Clooney sold his, so everyone wants in on a little bit of that pie.
It's the Casamigos Part 2. So 4 dudes get together. They get shit-faced on tequila. They forget what they were talking about. They're like, let's create our own, right? Maybe. I don't know that it's a slam dunk. Michael Jordan and booze might not go great together. But what's the name called?
Let me refresh my memory. It's Kara something. Hold on.
Kara something. The best part is she said, "Let me refresh my memory," and this is typical millennial. Let me refresh my memory. Beep. Here it is. There's the answer. You refresh your computer and you just called that your memory? Are you kidding me? What's it called?
Well, it wasn't in my memory, and now it's in my memory again. Sincoro. See,
Great.
That was in my memory.
Boom. Yeah, I mean, they're doubling down on an industry that people are jumping into. Not wrong. I know very intimately that the scale or the scale up to successful booze company is quite harder than it looks. But when Clooney and Gerber are Randy Gruber?
Gerber, Cindy Crawford's husband?
Yeah, Clooney and whoever. When they get $1 billion with a B off of Casamigos, people are going to try doing it, and I don't fault them for it.
Yeah. All right. Cash money.
So,
you're making fun of millennials. We're moving on to Gen Z now.
Can I do my joke again?
Yes.
Does she work here?
Gen Z. Yes. She does indeed.
Gen Z.
Oh,
Can you imagine what people are? Whoever's outside this room, they're like, what the heck is Crazy Nick doing again? Because they certainly don't watch this thing.
Ooh, that's a good one. Anyone
they're Gen Z. Out. Hey Matt, thanks for still watching.
I'm gonna pour out some Sincoro for the fallen homie.
All right.
So there was a study of 1,500 Gen Zers, so not a huge sample size, but over 80% of them said that they like shopping in brick and mortar stores. So again, take it with a grain of salt, but I think there is a way that retail can still exist. But I think, and this is what we were talking about earlier, but the size of a store, the real estate there is going to have to be taken into consideration.
Yeah, I think it's going to take some creativity, similar to what restaurants have done with the food halls, where you have 10 different restaurants around a singular place. They've taken a smaller footprint of a kitchens around a gathering area. I think the retailers are going to have to get creative with this. The big box retailers are going to have to decrease their size. It could be individual boutique stores within their giant piece of land, but there's going to have to be some transition here. And the other thing that we were talking about is I feel that the next thing in retail is going to be the whatever the intersection of technology and clothing is, especially for clothing retailers, that I should have a profile or how my body works that then helps guide my shopping experience. And similar to what Trunk Club does, I think technology will start solving that. So now it's customized to me when I walk in the store. And it still is. When I walk in a clothing store, it drives me nuts when someone's like, can I help you with something? I'm like, I'll tell you if you can help me with something. I don't want to be sold anything. But I think the more customized experience, it goes back to the consumer, because that's what happened in the food hall. If I want a taco and I want Chinese, no problem. I get both. So there's going to have to be some shifting that happens here. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
We'll see how it goes.
Forward thinking.
All right. Forward thinking. So Google is changing the way that it ranks videos when you are searching for them on its tool. So normally right now it's just a list of all the videos that come up, but they're going to start calling out specific sections of those videos that are going to be more relevant to users. And that is going to be to the discretion of the content creator itself, which I think is a good opportunity for people. But I'm interested to see how it affects SEO and rankings and all that fun stuff. But
I mean, why does Google work? Because you ask for an answer, Google gives it to you. It doesn't feed you. You will land on a screen and it doesn't feed you oodles of information. I'm not saying that the news feed on Facebook or LinkedIn is busted. What I'm saying is the customer still wants to be in charge. We've learned that through Chipotle. We've learned that through self-serve frozen yogurt. We just talked about what that could look like for retail. But when I search for something, if I'm searching for insert Cubs player injured, I would love it if it fed me the part on ESPN that just gave me the answer to what I was looking for. So I think it's extremely intelligent in a world where I want to be in charge of my Google search. That's the reason Google is set up the way it is, that there's a screen and I type in what I want. And secondly, when this starts hitting content, so it starts giving me the part of a story that is actually relevant, I think that'd be good. Historically, data has proven that users don't read the whole story. So that's from a written form. Chances are it's the same with video. People probably don't watch this entire podcast. Therefore, what we're trying to do as a group is say, let's now break this up into the 5 sections and then the heating up so we can deliver out ounces of content. You can look at Jimmy Fallon. He's got tons of viewers online, not as many on TV. Why? Because I want to fast forward and watch the things that I care about. Yet, what's interesting, the insight is still there. I'm going to go on another angle here. You take Conan's show. Conan's show is now down to 30 minutes. Why? Because that's like, let's look at the data and figure out what do people really want and deliver to them rather than the things that we think that they that are important to us. So when you start customizing your content to the audience that you're going to hit, you end up having a greater return. Therefore, if Google's going to do that automatically with video, kudos to Google. I think it's a great move in the right direction where the customer is going to be in control of the experience that they want. Boom. I can't drop this mic. It's hooked on.
I can drop an ear pod for you. Sorry, I feel like I'm behind. You were just talking double in my ear, so this might be interesting for the rest of the podcast.
Am I still talking double in your ear?
Mm-hmm.
Our technicians will solve that soon, but go ahead. For friend or foe?
Okay, so Pizza Hut and Kellogg's are teaming up they're going to make a stuffed Cheez-It pizza.
I saw that.
So it's like literally like a large Cheez-It with cheese in it. I feel like drunk me, who is not sober me, by the way, 2 different personalities, like she'd be super into it. Sober me's like, why?
Look, I think Taco Bell did a great job of experimentation when you take 2 brands and merge them together and come up with a solution that other brands are like, they're like, if you're a fly on the wall in these marketing meetings, you're like, what would it look like if this and that got together? So, There's probably marketing behind it and something to say, let's try to create some buzz by leveraging an audience of Cheez-Its and the audience of our brand to try to get people to buy it. So I think there's more strategy behind it than execution. The execution turns irrelevant. It turns into a buzz moment. But that's the thing. And again, if we go back to what we were talking about in the beginning, the duplication or copycatting, that's all that's happens. Like a good idea is created that let's take two brands, merge them together and create something. It's going to keep happening until someone comes up with the next big thing that says, how about we try this with the brand? And it has a big moment. I thought, I'm going to dive over to the side for a second. I saw that there was story about Popeyes of bring your own bun because they've run out of supplies or something. So I think it's interesting. Like that was a brand. It's like the chicken sandwich was nothing new. People have done taste tests and it's not better than Chick-fil-A. That seems to be a general consensus. But yeah, they figured out a way to take an old staple and make it new. So anyway, the point is, until there's some new idea that everybody raves about, I applaud them for trying.
Yeah, like you said, it worked for Taco Bell, it worked for Burger King, so why not?
Heating up! We are heating up. What are we talking about this week?
Oh my God, I wish that you could hear what I am actually hearing right now. I probably look crazy. No, you're fine. So we are talking this week about how, I'm going to make a sports movie reference, so watch out. If we build it, they will come. Culture, essentially being that first layer and then financial reward kind of coming second, and how you can hire, your example, which I've talked with you about before, of, 15 people, 5 at the top, 5 in the middle, 5 at the bottom, how it can potentially shift and why culture is important.
All right, why culture is important. I'm going to go on a few different things here because I'm very fired up about this topic recently. First thing is, I think in business, we've been conditioned that vision and then culture is the way that you build a good organization. What is the vision of the company? But I would argue that the vision is actually irrelevant. Not completely irrelevant, but not as powerful to the rest of the organization as the culture is. Let me explain. So the vision, to those that are within your leadership team, there's a level of sophistication where you say, here's what we're going to try to accomplish. And that team can say, understand. Here's my questions. And now you say, leadership team, go build the foundation that helps us achieve that vision. But you start going downward. If I go out, if I take a vision of ours, which I think is super sound, and I go out there, and it's no offense to some of the more entry level folks that have entered our business, but I go, our vision is to disrupt content marketing. They'll say, what's content marketing? And that's not their fault. So when I'm thinking about this, it's like, well, the opportunity is not to nail the vision, which everybody focuses on. The opportunity is to nail a culture that makes people want to fight through or jump through fire for whatever the business is trying to create. I was with a company earlier this week, and we were discussing this, and I said, look, I look at your team, and I bet you if you said, we're going to vacate this business and go create another one, they would say, great, let's go do this. Not because they're going to understand why or they understand how all the aspects of business work. They're going to do it because culturally they believe in whatever's happening, or whatever my leader says I believe in. So I think about a lot about this about our business. What turns into the gap? If the vision of the company is sound, but the culture is not saying, I'm willing to jump through fire. We're going to create a new publication. Yeah, let's go kill it. Let's go build killer content for it. What's the gap there? Well, then it's the responsibility of the top to make sure that you have a leadership team that buys into the vision and will protect it. So that's something that we're going through is what is the value of the culture and what we're trying to create, and it's everything. Second, the culture of a restaurant brand right now, labor market is killing business right now. Turnover rates all-time high. When you're talking about someone that works on an hourly wage, the reality is, yes, there are perks that make sense to them, but it's also the financial gain that comes alongside that. So are you paying your employees enough? I think far too often restaurant brands, owners look for short-term versus long-term. The cost of hiring is significant. If you just took a portion of that dollar and gave it to your current staff, they would probably stick around longer. So yes, culture is important. Lining financial so that it's fair is important. making sure that the vision is at least being executed a layer down and that you have a team that's going to jump through fire for you is the most important thing to make your business tick. I'm done.
Hot take.
Friend or foe?
We're back to friend or foe.
We're back to
I
friend or
vote that
foe.
column was a friend.
All right. Thanks. That was a friend. Bruno's controlling the board today for the first time. So soon, because Emily, for the record, it went from I'm going to put her on camera next week to she's not even in the room. Like she ditched it and said Bruno's in charge. So eventually we're going to get Bruno commenting on some of this stuff on the side. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of it. Check us out on Instagram, on Facebook. Cassie's on fire on all of those platforms. She'll friend request everybody or take friend requests. She'll even change her relationship status if you want her to. But hey, thanks for watching. Have a nice weekend.
Bye.
Bye.